Welcome to Jetbuilt. This is Paul Dexter. This video, Your First Project, has been really helpful to people exploring Jetbuilt to learn what it can do, as well as current users and their teams get a great understanding of how to build that first project, along with a lot of great tips and tricks along the way. So here we go. We're going to start from our company dashboard, where you have an overview of what your company has in the pipeline. You can build a project from the clients area, but today we're going to build it from the projects area itself. You can see the list of projects and filter by various criteria. We're going to hit Add New Project, and we'll simply type project name, new AV system, and we're going to give it an opening budget. This would be a stated budget from your client. We'll just type in $50,000 here. That just establishes something for our CRM functionality so that you can see what's in your pipeline even before you estimate the project. We'll type a client name. You can see if we type in River, we can select from various previous clients, but we'll type a new client, River Oak Bar, and that client will be created in the background. The rest of these fields are optional, but US users can type in zip code so we can look up your sales tax rate as a convenience. Then we'll give it a short description, new AV system for this bar and grill downtown. And if you like, you can drag a photo in just to help identify the project. Next, we'll build our rooms and our systems. Every tech project has physical locations for the equipment as well as the subsystems. This list comes from your company settings you've built. So we've got a kitchen and an AV closet, and then we'll add some unique systems to this particular project. A bar, patio, dining area. Then we'll go next. And now our systems. And again, you've built this list in your company settings. Audio, video, lighting control. We've given you some defaults. Then we'll click Create. Lastly, our enterprise users have this final page where you can select who's going to see this project within your team. Yourself and your company admin will always see the project. Now we're in our builder. This is where we get our work done. This is where we add our items and do most of our estimating. Notice the navigation menu on the left has changed. This is the project sub-navigation menu, so you have various areas you can go within the project. Let's say you just came back from a potential project and you took some photos with your phone and you have some floor plans and so forth. We'll click Assets, and we're going to drop these documents inside here. You can share these with your team. Everything from images to Word docs and spreadsheets and PDFs and so forth. So we've dropped them in. Now you can see them. You can view them within Jetbuilt while you're estimating. You can download them for other use. It's a great place to share with your team. Here's a beautiful rack. Next, we'll click Discussions. Here's where you can give a note to your team. I created the project, I populated the assets. Can you please start estimating? They can comment back, they can ask questions based on requirements and so forth of the project, and you can have an archive discussion. Now we'll go back to our builder and start adding items. Notice we have our rooms and our systems we created before. You can always add and take away from those. We'll click on a room we want to work in, the bar, and we're simply going to type in something we want to put in here. Crestron panel. And notice the results we get back. Remember, you're pulling from Jetbuilt's pre-populated database, but the results you see are unique to you. The blue items are bundles or packages that you've built inside of Jetbuilt. The bold black items are single items that you've already set up. You've added your labor and shipping and so forth. The rest of the list are items available to you to set up and use. So we'll select this V12 panel. We've never used this item before, so we need to give it some values. We do see MSRP, and we are connected to our dealer pricing with Jetbuilt's dealer pricing integration. So we actually see our dealer cost. So we'll fill in our sale price. We'll fill in some shipping, a quantity of 1. And now integration or labor. You don't have to sell labor with each item in Jetbuilt, but there's a lot of power if you do. You can enter your labor values by minutes, by hours, or by price. Then notice the 4 categories: engineering, installation, management, and programming. So we'll give it our values. And as we do this, remember, we're building this up for our database. The very next time we drop this item in, all these values will pull up for you. We're going to put this in a particular phase of the project. This goes into installation. And that is a list of phases that you established for your company. Now you can click Add this item and close window, or Add and Next to keep moving. Now we're going to search for another item, Liberty Cat 5. Once again, we'll select an item we haven't used before just to show setting that up. Put our price in, put some quantity and shipping, installation values, and we'll hit Add and Close now. So now we're back into our builder, and we see both of those items in there. We'll click on Video and start adding video items. NEC LED TV. Here's some results. We'll select 70-inch. Notice on this item, we're not connected to dealer pricing, but we still see the MSRP from the Jetbuilt database. We'll put our product price, and then we know we can get it for this much. We'll put in our shipping, and they want 3 of them in the bar. and let's do the installation. Now, once again, you can enter minutes, hours, or price. If we were to enter in $150 as price, we can click back on minutes and it'll convert that back into our minutes. So we're tracking the days of labor on the project. If you're on our enterprise platform, notice this is a pull down. You can select from 4 different subcategories within each main category. For this example, the rough cabling is going to be 20 minutes, whereas the installation was an hour. Finally, notice that you can select a tax labor or not on each category and subcategory. Now we'll define our phase, and we're going to add that item. Let's add one more thing to this bar. We'll select audio, and we'll add some speakers, some Tannoy DI6, because now I want to show you adding an item that we've already used. Here's a DI6 in black. You can see we've used this item. All the values are already set up for us. It's ready simply just to drop it in. We'll just put in our quantity, select the phase, and add the item. Now you need to sell an item that's not in the Jetbuilt database. You don't need to go to your back end and build this thing. Simply go Add Item and click Create New Item. In this example, it's a custom bracket that you make in your shop. So we'll type in your own company name for the manufacturer. You'll give it a model and a description. What does it cost you to build these? What are you going to sell them for? We'll still account for some shipping, and we'll put our quantity in, come down and add our installation. Not only have we added this item to the project, but of course it's been added to our database as well. We can search for Topish, and here's our bracket we just made, along with all of its values. Now, let's say that these 3 items are sold together all the time, a speaker, a cable, and a bracket. Let's click Edit Items, and notice all the things we can now do with these products. You can select them here, you can change quantities, you can change the price. But in this case, we're going to select all 3 items, and we're going to click Create Bundle. Notice that we're keeping you working. We're not making you go to some basement of the website to build things like these bundles. Now we'll name this bundle after the core item, the speaker. We'll give it our quantity ratios. For every 1 speaker, there's 0.25 box of cable, there's 1 bracket. And we're going to name it Kit 2, give it a short description, speaker, cabling, bracket, and click Create. Now we've made this bundle, it's been added to our database, and of course the project has it bundled as well. And you can present this bundle open or closed to your client on a final proposal. Now notice if we were to search for a Tannoy DI6 now, we'll see our kit would show up in blue on top of the search results. Now let's add some scope of work. We'll click Add Scope. We'll start typing in the box. You can do some various formatting and so forth. And this text can go on for paragraphs or pages if you like. Now I'll show you a great shortcut. We're going to click on All Systems. In the bar, we can see things from the control, audio, and video systems. I'm going to click Edit Items. Select all items and go Copy to Room. Now I can copy all these selected items to the patio and the dining area. I can move the items from here to there, or I can copy the items. We'll click Copy. Now select Patio, and here's that same batch of items, including the bundle, in those other areas. Now the dining room isn't a perfect copy. There's no TVs, so I'm going to delete those. I'll click Edit Items. I'll change the speaker quantities to 20 and save. So I'm making a little bit of adjustments, but I didn't have to start from scratch. Now notice because labor was attached to each of those items, we don't have to define how much the labor is going to be in the dining area. It's just been tracking along with it. But let's say you do need to sell labor outside of your items. No problem in Jetbuilt. You can make as many labor items as you like. We've got a handful in our account now. Here's some Crestron programming. You see there's no equipment price on top, but there's 60 minutes of programming right here. We're going to sell 4 hours, and we're going to add it. So there's our programming, and you can insert these labor line items all you like. I'm going to show you another powerful shortcut for another project. Just click Edit Line Items, select all, go Copy to Project. And now you can select another project from within your account. We'll select the Idea bar. We'll click Next, and then it asks us what room we want to put the items in, or we can create a brand new room. If we want to write a cover letter or maybe a project description and insert that within our PDF proposal, we'll use a functionality inside of Dynamic Text. You click on that, we have a discussion page. You can give it a name that'll show up in the header, and you simply write your content. You can do various formatting and so forth. This document can run on for many pages. And notice we have options down here. This helps you propose optional items or packages to your client. Simply click that, name it, let's say larger displays option. And you give it a scope. We will swap the 70-inch displays for 80-inch. You can optionally attach this to our room, and we'll click Create. When you're in an option that feels like a room, you just simply start adding items the way you would in a room. We'll search for some more NEC displays. Here's an 80-inch. This item we've already used. It has our labor and pricing and everything established. Now, if we choose, we can have this item replace other items. In this case, we need to replace those 70-inch displays. You can filter by the room to find the units. Here's the 70-inch displays. We'll add and close. So now you can see the price of this option is $20,000, but it's an upgrade price of $8,700 to the client. Now it's time to get out of the builder. We're going to click on Overview in our navigation. The Overview page gives us a great high-level view of our project. Notice our price is still $50,000. That's because that's the price we put in when we created this opportunity. That's so that we can continue to track our pipeline before and during our estimating of this project. We can click move this project into estimating, and now we see the actual price of the project based on the work that we've done. In the Overview page, you can see the project total price. You can see the margins, the profit we're making on equipment and labor, and the total margin. Notice you can see a labor breakdown of how many days or hours of labor you have as well. Now we're happy with our project. We're ready to present it to the client. We're going to click Reports, and we'll click Add Report. Now we're going to select from any of our page groups available to us. We've given you one group of pages to start with, but you can build all you like in our easy-to-use designer. Here's a proposal group with a discussion page, and it renders out. And now you're looking at our finished product PDF. You've got thumbnails on the left that you can scan through, and you can scan through the full size here on the right. Notice we've got our dynamic content populated on the front as well as within. We've got these marketing pages you've put together. We've pulled from our templates. And now you get into the proposal itself. Here's the project overview, that cover letter we wrote. And now we'll scroll down into the line items themselves. There's a page break after each room, so it's easy to know where you're at. You see the name of the room. You see the scope, which can go on as long as it needs. You see the audio and its total. You see the video and its total, the control and its total, and then the room total. And realize it's completely optional what you want to hide or show on these line items, from photos, quantities, manufacturers, description, 5 different pricing types, or not showing line items at all. Now here's that option. It's tied to the bar, so it shows up right afterwards. Here's the 80-inch displays. Here's the credit for the 70-inch displays. And here's that difference. Then we have the patio, and we'll scroll on down to the summary page. Here's where we've got the financial section. Here's the total equipment, shipping, labor, and you can hide and show whichever of these items that you like. We have our payment schedule here, which we did not fill in. Then we've got our options, and here's that larger display option. And the client can literally sign to buy this option right here. There's no need to resubmit another proposal. Then you have your company terms and conditions, you have your acceptance. And in the header and footer of all these pages, you can create fine print, page numbers, and so forth. We'll click Download PDF. It drops into our download folder. We can now send it off to the client and win the project. That is a glimpse of the power of Jetbuilt. There is a lot more functionality, and there are a lot more videos that explain these deeper functions. Once again, thank you so much for exploring or using Jetbuilt. Until next time.